Did you enroll sa Torrens while you were still in the Philippines?
Yes, kasi close pa yung border back in 2021.
Ah, okay.
So, all of my transactions, ginawa ko siya online. Definitely worth it because
Kia ora, kamusta? Welcome to Australia. I'm your host, Binibining Veronica. On this episode, we are joined by an international student who will share his experience about studying in Australia.
hello guys, I'm Joseph K, but you can call me Q. And I moved here in Australia back in 2022. So before that, I have a background in midwifery nursing. That's why magkakilala kami ni Nika. Then I did an airline job for 12 years. So I was a flight attendant before I moved here in Australia. And then the pandemic happened, so I decided to further my studies and do my master's in public health. After getting my license, I worked as a volunteer nurse for 3 months. And then during that time, maraming competition, maraming nurses, pero konti yung demand. So
Mm,
mostly puro volunteer work yung mga nursing graduates nun. And
yeah.
then nag-part-time din ako sa Nursing Review Center for 2 months. And after that, nag-apply ako sa Philippine Airlines. And then yun, doon ako tumagal. 12
Oh.
years as a flight attendant.
Wow, gosh. Yeah, during the pandemic then, was there like a layoff ng work? Can you tell me more about the experience nung time na yun?
Yes, so during the pandemic, it was the darkest time in the airline industry. So maraming natanggal, nagkaroon ng retrenchment, and sa Philippine Airlines, binase nila yung retention ng employees based on seniority.
Mm.
So fortunately, medyo matagal na ako
Oo.
sa company. So hindi ako natanggal. Pero during the pandemic, sobrang limited nung flights na binibigay sa amin. Kaya
Mm.
medyo naging struggle din siya.
Mm. So then you had to like maybe reflect and think over where to next, parang ganyan. Why did you move to Australia?
So for a number of reasons, kaya ako pinili yung Australia. So since nakakapunta na ako sa Australia, um, nakita ko na maganda yung culture. So initially gusto ko sa London, kaso
Mm.
masyadong malayo. So the next best thing is Australia since medyo pareho ng culture, accent, medyo pareho. So I'm really fascinated sa accent ng Harry Potter. So sabi ko, next best thing is Australia. So dito ako pinili. And then another thing is yung time difference. Minimal
Mm.
lang. So 2 to 3 hours lang yung time difference depending on the daylight saving time. And then what else? Coffee culture. So I'm a coffee enthusiast. So Melbourne is the perfect place para ma-explore yung coffee culture.
Why did you not pursue a nursing career in Australia? When you were reflecting, I guess, on where you were at that time in your career and then where you wanted to go at that time, na gusto mo i-pursue yung Australia
Mm.
and technically you have registration license, ganyan. What
Mm.
were the challenges? Bakit hindi parang nursing in Australia yung pinursu mo agad?
Mm.
Instead, ang pinursu mong route is international student pathway. Ano ba yung mga naging
Mm.
challenges mo
Mm.
sa'yo personally?
So back in 2021, so doon ako nag-decide na okay, I think it's time to move on. Kailangan ko ng mag-upgrade ng career. So from 12 years of flying, parang um, naisip ko na okay, I'll give it a shot. So I'll take my chance na mag-move out of my comfort zone. Initially, I decided to pursue nursing, pero sabi nung education agent ko, if I really wanted to pursue nursing, kailangan kong mag-aral ulit for 3 years. So back to zero since I don't have enough experience sa atin. And then, so I did my research as well. And then, sinabi nung isang agent pa na nakausap ko na why not study public health since related din siya sa health. And then, kasi honestly, ayoko nang mag-alaga ng pasyente. So, more on parang administrative jobs na yung hinahanap ko, office jobs na related sa health. That's why I decided to pursue public health.
And just a disclaimer, we are not encouraging you to study a particular course. Please do your own research. You may want to pursue studying in Australia for an enrolled nurse degree or a bachelor nurse degree, but please do your own research. If you are enjoying this video, then please don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell so you will know when I upload new videos just like this one. If you want to support the channel, then please hit that super thanks button at the bottom of this video or simply buy me a coffee by clicking the link below. Alternatively, a big thumbs up also goes a long way. Salamat po! And just a quick shout out to our international viewers. Obviously, this video is in Taglish, Tagalog, English. If you would like to request English caption or subtitle, please like this video. If this video gets 300 likes, then I'll start working on that. It's just a way for me to prioritize what videos to add a caption first. And then, you mentioned a little information kanina na why Melbourne. Anything else? Have you visited Melbourne beforehand then? Have you visited
Yes.
Melbourne prior? Okay. I think
Yes.
Melbourne also has a lot of universities, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. How did you choose which school? Ano ba yan? Parang recommended na nung parang agency na nakausap mo, na meron silang parang kapartner na school or just preferred school, ganyan?
Actually, yung agency, ka-tie up na nila yung Torrens University.
Okay.
Pero I personally chose Torrens University after seeing like several videos.
Yes.
Nagandahan ako dun sa video about the Melbourne campus tour. So sabi ko, mukhang dito ako mag-aaral. So,
Wow.
yun.
And by the way, to all our viewers, just a disclaimer, this video is not sponsored at all. Like I said in the past, we are just nurses sharing our experiences. Hopefully, it'll guide your journey along the way as well. And then question, Kuya, master's degree in public health. How long is the
it took
program
me 2
for?
years.
2
2
years?
years
Tapos
lang.
ka na ba?
Tapos na ako last December for my graduation.
What was your first impression of Australia?
First impression, so akala ko, sorry for the word, akala ko racist sila. Pero surprisingly, super friendly ng mga taong nakikita ko. As in, dito ko natuto na every time you meet someone, lagi mong sasabihin, how are you? So sa atin, hindi tayo sanay na ganun, parang hi, hello lang, or mag-smile ka lang. Pero dito, masasanay ka na yun yung lagi mong opening sa conversation. Yun.
Totoo
Friendly
yan,
sila.
ano? What was it like studying in Australia?
Actually, surprisingly, meron pa palang natitira doon sa mga natutunan ko. Parang, like,
May stock knowledge pa.
stock knowledge, yeah, that's right. So parang kahit more than a decade akong walang experience, nung nag-lecture na kami, tapos lumalabas yung mga medical terms, parang sabi ko, okay, alam ko pa to, parang may idea pa ako. Pero in terms of yung discipline ng nursing and public health, magkaiba talaga siya. So public health deals with like health promotion, parang it deals with prevention of illnesses, while nursing it's tackling about cure, parang taking care of ill patients. Parang yun, more on ano na siya. Parang public health is administrative and nursing is more on hands-on TLC. Completely different world.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I think that's an important point that you brought up about yung, I think yung schooling in the Philippines before as an immigrant
Mm.
nurse. I am very conscious that, I graduated is from a third world country. The experience that I
Mm.
have is from a third world country. However, pwede ka talaga makipagsabayan sa mga ibang international
Tama.
nurses. So I think believe ako sa education system of how
Mm.
nurses are trained in the Philippines sa school
Mm.
and then sa clinical placement and then sa experience sa hospital. So if you are, a nurse, a student nurse studying in the Philippines, I hope you find comfort in knowing na after mong mag-graduate, all the clinical placement, all the education you are receiving, it is preparing you to be at par with other international
Tama.
students and nurses as well. Yun lang naman yung feeling ko. Shout out sa
Mm.
ating school. Did you enroll sa Torrens while you were still in the Philippines?
Yes. Kasi close pa yung border back in 2021.
Ah, okay.
So, all of my transactions, ginawa ko siya online.
Do you have to pay it in full yung tuition fee?
At first, parang may down payment lang. Tapos, nung dumating na ako sa Australia, ano siya? Parang installment. Hindi siya kailangan bayaran in full.
Pero pwede bang itanong kung how
Mm.
much yung parang tuition fee bali or the miscellaneous kanyan expenses from
Ah,
memory?
teka lang. Kasi parang every year, nag-i-increase sila. So,
Mm.
siguro, during my first year, ang binayaran ko siguro is more than 20,000 Australian dollars.
Mm.
Tapos second year, nag-increase ng konti. Pero fortunately, nabigyan ako ng scholarship. So, ang laking tulong. Ang laking tulong.
Wow. Galing
Mm.
talaga ni Kuya Q. Q is really a promil kid. Ganyan. Pag
No?
mga mga
Mas
skilled
magaling
talaga
ka.
and
Mas
knowledgeable,
magaling ka.
nakaka-scholarship talaga. Yes. And then, so pagdating mo sa Melbourne, what was the school life like? Ilang hours bale ang school? Para ba siyang Pilipinas na parang 7 till 7 o'clock ganyan or 8 till 5?
Ah,
Ano ang school setup?
actually, ang ganda talaga ng work study life balance dito. So, akala ko parang 5 days a week ako
Mm-mm.
sa uni. Pero during my time, depende sa subjects na kinukuha mo. So, meron akong mga trimesters na twice a week lang ako pumapasok. Meron ding trimester na once a week lang ako pumapasok. Then most of
Ah.
my time I spend it working. Yes, my limit yung work hours. So nung dumating ako dito, 40 hours per fortnight or parang 20 hours per week yung allotment sa mga
Mm.
students. Pero nagbago siya, they made an amendment, so ginawa nilang 48 hours per fortnight. So
Mm.
malaking tulong yung additional 8 hours para sa mga
Oh,
international students.
for sure.
Mm.
And guys, we don't really tackle so much around immigration because it changes every time. So just check the
Mm.
immigration website. I will write it in the description box below. And then in terms of the actual studying, may mga pa-exam ba yan? Or is it more essay
Um,
type?
sa public health, more on essay research reports. May ibang subjects lang ako na may parang online exam. Pero sobrang sobrang iksi lang niya. Parang um, 10-20 items lang na online exam. Pero
Mm,
mostly research reports, essays.
yes.
Kaya
Ano ba ito?
mahasa ka
APA
talaga.
7 din ba kayo sa referencing style nyo?
Yes, APA 7. May provided na reference yung Torrens University sa online
Mm,
library namin. So
wow.
yun, tinuturuan din kami kung paano mag-reference during
Wow.
the first few weeks of uni.
What were your challenges, Kuya, and achievements in terms of being an international student in Melbourne?
First, yung challenge is yung pagsabayin yung work and studies. Dito ko lang na-experience sa Australia na maging working student. Kasi back in
Mm.
the Philippines, our families provide for our schooling. So ibang-iba dito. So buti na lang yung work and study balance is talagang ideal siya. Kasi saglit lang yung time na sinispend mo sa school or sa uni, then most of the time you're working. So ideal siya talaga. And you can provide for yourself, for your like expenses, living expenses.
Ang hirap din kasi kunyari may iba na parang if they're still sending money at home while they're studying, I'm not really sure if that would be enough na
Yes.
student salary ka tapos you're studying, you're working, and then may expectation na magpadala ka. I feel like it's not really that feasible, parang ganyan. So it's
Yeah.
really, parang I think it's good to have a conversation na maybe while you are studying, parang hindi ganun siguro yung expectation. Kasi I'm not sure how people, I'm not sure if it's feasible, but ako looking at, studying expenses and then yung salary mo as a student, I don't think it's enough. I think it's enough for yourself and your living expenses,
Yes.
but I'm not sure if it is really enough na para magpadala ganyan or to fulfill kung ano man yung mga financial responsibilities mo.
Siguro, in my case, fortunate lang ako na naka-save up ako ng money for 12 years. Kaya hindi ako masyadong nahihirapan mamuhay dito sa Australia. But for others, alam ko na talagang mahirap, especially kung talagang bata pa yung international student, talagang nag-iipon pa sila while they're studying and while they're working. So, yun, siguro best advice is kung nasa Pilipinas pa kayo, try to save as much as you can. And then, yun, enjoy nyo lang din yung journey. Alam kong mahirap, challenging, pero makakarating din tayo sa patutunguhan natin.
Yes.
Yeah. And achievements, siguro isang malaking achievement yung naging student ambassador ako ng uni. So dahil din sa part-time job ko sa coffee shop ng university ko. So marami akong nakilalang staff, and then na-discover ako ng isang marketing staff nung bago pa ako sa coffee shop. Tapos she invited me to do an interview, and then eventually nagtuloy-tuloy na. So lumabas ako sa isang ad ng uni, and then may upcoming pa na hindi ko pa alam kung kailan lalabas. Yun.
Ang grabe talaga kapag mga artistahin, 'di ba? At least guys, na tayo na nabigyan tayo ng pagkakataon. Next
Ayun,
time
no?
baka nasa TV1 na to si Kuya. So ayun pala, ang ganda pala kasi sa ano ka mismo, sa uni ka mismo nakahanap ng part-time job.
Actually, nasa CBD yung campus namin. And then, yun, nasa CBD yung campus and cafe namin. Kaya napupuntahan talaga siya ng mga tourists din. So we cater not only for students and staff, but to outsiders as well. So ngayon, marami na kaming customers from outside. So sa mga offices, mga tourists.
How did you find this job, balik Kuya? Was it like an ad sa intranet nyo, ganyan, and then you just applied to it?
So back in 2021, nung nakapag-decide ako na mag-study with Torrens University, so I started following their social media pages, and then nakita ko yung page ng Toffee. Shout out Toffee Coffee Team. So yun, I took a chance, so nag-DM ako dun sa page. Sabi ko, I'll be coming over in Australia next year, and I'll be international student. Tapos, a week before ako lumipad, nung nag-open na yung borders, nag-reply yung manager. So sabi niya, can I do an interview? Tapos sabi ko, okay, I'll be flying there next week. And then yun, the rest is history.
Wow. Did you ever change your CV,
Sobrang laki.
Kuya, before applying?
I did, pero parang wala ako masyadong binago. Sinabi ko lang na wala akong background sa coffee making or being a barista. Pero siguro naging advantage ko yung airline or customer service skills ko.
Special mention nga pala.
Tama.
Happy 2 years anniversary! Yee! 2 years ka na sa
Yes,
Australia, di
thank
ba? Nakita
you.
ko sa post.
Yes, yes.
Happy 2 years!
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you.
Ayan.
Nakasurvive.
Ang saya kasi di ba parang marami kang na-achieve na milestone.
Thank you.
Anyway, kuya, in
Yes.
terms of accommodation, paano mo
Hmm.
yun nahanap? Did you secured an accommodation before moving to Australia, or was this part of your tuition fee or miscellaneous, or paano ba siya na-organize?
So, ako talaga yung naghanap ng accommodation ko.
Mm.
Nung nasa Philippines pa ako, nakita ko yung realestate.com.au. So, I'm not promoting it, pero sobrang helpful niya.
Mm.
Bale, 1 month, ang initial plan ko, after I arrived here in Australia, parang 1 week lang ako sa hotel. Pero, ang nangyari, since medyo challenging maghanap ng accommodation dito, so I ended up staying for 1 month sa hotel. So, advice lang sa mga future international students. So, kung wala kayong relatives dito, talagang mag-prepare kayo ng extra money for
Mm.
like, kailangan nyo talagang paghandaan yung mga emergency expenses, unexpected expenses.
Yeah.
So, yun, naging mahirap din actually yung paghahanap ng accommodation. So I need to deal with yung mga documents, and then meron pang reference check ata, if
Mm.
I can remember it correctly. So
Mm.
magba-background check din yung agent. So yun. And medyo mahal din siya since ako lang talaga yung nagsusupport sa sarili ko. And initially, I was paying for my rent like 999 per month.
Wow. Anong klaseng setup sa accommodation, kuya? Is it a one-bedroom apartment? Is it
So,
studio? House tour pala. May pa house tour.
so talaga, itutur ko. Ano siya? Studio apartment. So may
Mm.
pagpasok mo ng room, may maliit na kitchen, may
Mm.
bathroom, and then yung living room and bedroom nasa isang space lang siya. Then may
Mm.
balcony.
Mm.
So
Ilang
yun.
floors
Okay
po
naman
baling
siya.
apartment? Ilang floors po baling apartment?
I think parang 4-story building ata to
Mm,
itong apartment
nice.
ko. Maliit
Nice.
lang siya. Hmm.
No, it's really good. It's really convenient. Convenient
Hmm.
din, I imagine, sa location for the school.
Kaya ko rin pinili tong accommodation na to kahit medyo mahal yung payment kasi isang tawid lang andun na yung tram stop.
Totoo.
Then I'm just 25 minutes away dun sa uni and work ko. Sobrang
Wow.
convenient tong location.
That's great, no? And then I think, so nauna si Kuya Q to move to Australia. I was still living in New Zealand, and I remember like asking him like tips. It was really difficult,
Mm-hmm.
even in Brisbane. Nasabi nila, di ba, Brisbane is quieter than Sydney and Melbourne, but
Mm-hmm.
even in Brisbane, it's so difficult to find a rental property. Tapos one of your advice, Kuya, di ba, sabi mo, don't rely on the photos. Actually, visit the place, di
Yes,
ba,
yes.
Kuya? Kasi minsan,
Tama. That's right. Exactly.
if you're really desperate, parang sige, grab ko na lang tong nasa photo. But sabi mo sa akin, hindi, tignan mo muna in person, which is true enough. Sometimes the photos are not the
Mm,
reflection of what is really the accommodation.
tama. May
Mm.
mga dodgy accommodations din talaga. So parang
Oo.
magte-take advantage yung iba sa mga, lalo na sa mga naive international students. So pag nalaman
Oo.
nila or nakita nila na madali itong lokohin, so yun. Kailangan yun talagang i-inspect. Don't rely on the photos.
Tsaka especially if kunyari hindi mo masyadong naplano kasi 'di ba ang dami mong
Mm.
iniisip tapos last mong ginawa
Mm.
yung paghahanap ng accommodation tapos lilipad ka na. So you're now in
Mm.
a desperate situation na makasecure ng accommodation. So tama si Kuya Q,
Tama.
maybe prioritize it on your list, ganyan. Pag naka-enroll ka na, may dates ka na, maybe try searching Kuya, no? Meron pa silang flatting, 'di
Tama.
ba? May mga flatting setup sila na tinatawag.
Parang may isang app dito yung Flatmates. So parang
Mm.
makikishare ka ng space.
Parang ganyan sa atin, na room for rent.
Yes,
Parang ganun
parang
sa
bed
inyo.
spacer.
Ayan,
Parang bed
exactly.
spacer sa atin.
How did you adjust to life in Australia?
Oo, may mga times na bigla na lang akong napapaiyak kahit yung pinapanood ko is hindi drama or parang
Mm-mm.
all of a sudden parang bigla ka lang matatouch dun sa pinapanood mo din iiyak ka.
Mm-mm.
Pero siguro nakatulong yung previous job ko as a flight attendant. Kasi sanay din kaming umaalis lagi ng lumilipad sa ibang bansa. So nagsistay kami for like several days. So for 12 years, parang nakatulong yun sa akin. Nasanay ako na mamuhay mag-isa.
Mm-mm.
Kasi nag-rent din ako ng apartment sa Manila para mas malapit sa
Mm-mm.
office. So
Mm-mm.
yun, solo living din ako during those times. And yun, parang hindi ko masyadong na-feel yung homesickness compared
Mm-mm.
sa iba na talagang
Totoo.
sanay na kasama lagi yung families, friends,
Mm-mm.
relatives. So yun, hindi malaking adjustment for me. Pero totoo yun na kapag nasa abroad ka na, talagang may times na talagang bigla ka na lang iiyak. Bigla mong mamimiss yung families, friends mo yun.
Sino ang nasa Pinas, kuya? Do you have siblings? Si mama? Sino ang family sa
Mm,
Pinas,
mm.
bale?
So ang naiwan na lang sa Philippines is yung nanay ko and then yung second sister ko and yung mga pamangkin ko. Bale,
Mm.
yung panganay naming kapatid nasa Ireland, she's working as a nurse there.
Okay.
And yun, yun. Kaya ko rin naisipang, kaya lumakas yung loob ko mag-abroad kasi alam kong may magbabantay pa sa parent
Kay
namin.
mama. Mm.
Mm.
Hmm. Hello, mommy.
Tama mo.
Do you have a family member in
Mm.
Melbourne?
May relative ako dito. Parang second cousin pero never pa kami nag-meet. Tapos meron din akong relative sa Darwin.
Mm.
Never pa rin kami hindi ko pa sila nadadalaw. Si
Live
Sheila
in?
yung
What?
andito.
See?
Si Sheila yung andito sa
Oh,
Melbourne. Hi
boy,
Sheila.
congratulations to your engagement.
Congrats.
We are classmates sa college, 'di
Mm.
ba?
Mm.
Congratulations on your
Mm.
engagement.
Congrats.
Ako nga pala ay size 8 kung sakaling may imbitahan. Provided yung gown. The joke lang. Lightning round, Philippines versus Australia. Okay. We'll do a 1-minute lightning round. Bawal magpaliwanag, okay? Just answer one country,
Okay.
okay? Question and then answer
Mm.
Philippines versus
Okay.
Australia. Mamaya ng explanation. Which is better? Philippines versus Australia in terms of cost of living, including accommodation and food.
Australia.
How about activities, places to visit, things to go?
Philippines.
How about work environment, Philippines or Australia?
Definitely Australia.
How about retirement, life after your career, which is better?
I think Australia.
How about love life, Philippines or Australia?
Australia?
Okay, game, magpaliwanag ka na sa barangay. Cost of living.
Cost of living. Mahal talaga dito sa Australia. Pero ang naging mindset ko na lang ever since I moved here is wag na mag-convert.
Exactly.
So nung parang first few weeks of my stay here, nagko-convert pa ako sa ganito yung price ito sa Philippines. So hindi ko kinukuha yung item na gusto kong kunin. Tapos I learned along the way na okay, kunyari, for example, $100 yung isang item na gusto ko. So iniisip ko na lang, 100 pesos to. So yun, hindi ko na tinitipid yung sarili ko, especially sa food. And siguro yun yung kailangan din matutunan ng mga future international students. So wag na kayong mag-convert. Alam ko na mahirap pagsabayin yung studies and work, pero wag na wag niyo titipirin yung sarili niyo in terms of food and self-care. So kasi
Totoo.
yun lang talaga yung tutulong or magiging helpful sa survival natin dito.
How about activities? You answered Philippines. I was surprised. Philippines pa
Mm-mm.
yung sabi mo? Places to visit and things to do?
Although na-enjoy ko mag-explore dito sa Australia, actually hindi pa ako nakalabas ng parang ng malayo. Hindi pa ako naka-explore ng malayo dito sa Melbourne. Pero in terms of activities and leisure, siguro Philippines pa rin. Kasi, dahil siguro sa mga, ano ba? Although challenging mag-commute. Challenging mag-commute sa atin,
Ano pa
pero
ba?
parang mas masaya pa rin gumala sa atin eh.
Talaga ba?
Mm.
I am on the same boat as you na parang because you're still trying to settle, the first 2 years is still challenging. Wala pa talagang
Mm.
opportunity to explore as much.
Tama.
And then you
Mm.
mentioned about work environment and you chose Australia. Bakit naman Australia?
Siguro as I've mentioned previously, yung work-life balance. So,
Mm.
in my case, I work as a part-time barista until now. Ang work ko, I usually do the opening shift. So nagsa-start ako from 6:45 in the morning, and depende sa manager ko kung ano yung ibibigay niyang shift. So from 6:45, meron akong days na nagwo-work ako until 2:45 in the afternoon. And then
Mm.
after that, I'm free. So
Wow.
unlike sa Philippines, kung barista ka, parang yung shift mo sobrang haba.
Mm.
Saka yung mga coffee shops dito nga pala sa Australia, maagang nagko-close. So, mga around 3, minsan 2 p.m. close na yung ibang coffee shops, or 3 to 4 p.m. Unlike sa Philippines, hanggang gabi open. So, yun
Mm-mm.
yung difference ng coffee culture dito sa Australia. And then, aside from that, yung work-life balance, siguro yung culture na walang seniority. Sa atin, ma'am, sir, laging may ganun eh. Yung culture na dapat lagi mong tawaging ma'am and sir yung seniors mo, and which is I'm totally fine with that. Pero dito sa Australia, parang mafe-feel mo na equal lang din. Yung equal footing, kahit yung
Yeah.
manager, kahit mas mataas sa'yo. Equal footing. Kailangan mo lang i-respect yung mga superiors mo. Pero first name basis, then hindi nakakahiyang humingi ng tulong. Kunyari, can you do this? Can you do that? Unlike sa Philippines, parang, oops, mahihiya akong mag-request na, okay, pa-assist. Manager, pwede bang pa-assist ako? Parang ganyan. So
Mm.
yun. So yun yung um, top two na nagustuhan ko in terms of working here in Australia.
Yeah. I think in the Philippines, kuya, parang it's all in the name of customer service, parang ganyan, no? The
Mm,
customer is
mm,
always right, whatever the customer prefers, 'di ba? Kaya long
mm,
hours, like even sa mall, longer hours.
mm,
Pero dito, may buhay ka din, parang ganyan, no? May social
mm.
life ka din, may family ka that
Tama.
you come home to. That's why the
Mm,
hours
mm.
are friendly as well for the employees, no? Nakakatawa lang din yung
Yes.
ganon.
Mm.
Hindi siya ganon ka-stressful na kailangan mong ibigay yung
Mm.
buhay mo. Siguro kasi
Tama.
sa
Mm.
Pilipinas kasi competitive din, ang dami kasi natin kuya, 'di ba?
Mm.
So parang if hindi ka
Mm.
magtrabaho ng ganong level, in a way at the
Tama.
back of your mind, mabilis ka rin mapalitan, parang ganyan, no?
Tama. Mm.
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 Even yung
Survival of the
pag-apply pa lang eh.
fittest.
Oo, 'di ba? Survival of the
Survival of the
fittest.
fittest.
Even
Mm.
pag-apply pa lang kuya, 'di ba, may age requirement, 'di ba? Na-issue pa yung potato corner.
Mm.
'Di ba? Laging
Artista
may age
search.
criteria, mga ganyan, 'di ba?
Oo.
Pero
Mm.
dito, it's not really about that. Parang hindi nila gano'n kina-filter yung ano pag-a-apply pa lang, hindi naman siya gano'n
Mm.
based, no? Mm.
Mm.
Saka
Tama.
even sa hospitals, may mga nurse manager kami nagma-mop ng floor, nagpapalit ng kurtina.
Okay. Mm.
So parang they're
Wala
very
talagang pinipili. Oo.
totoo,
Oo.
hindi gano'n kalaki yung gap ng managerial position sa mga
Mm.
us working sa floor, parang ganyan. And then retirement, I always ask this, although hindi pa naman tayo talaga retirement age, but I feel like
Mm.
it's something that we have to think of as immigrants, and eventually we will grow old. And then retirement, kuya, feeling mo, saan mas favorable? Philippines, Australia?
Siguro in terms of retirement, especially yung healthcare, siguro dito sa Australia. Kasi yun naman din yung laging naririnig ko sa ibang Filipinos who are moving abroad. So parang education and healthcare yung top reasons nila why they're moving overseas. So after studying public health, mas na-appreciate ko yung healthcare system ng Australia.
Yeah.
And then in comparison sa Philippines, which is meron din namang healthcare system ang Philippines, pero parang mas established and mas maganda yung healthcare system ng Australia. So yun naman yung kailangan natin pagtanda natin. So
Mm-mm.
kailangan natin ng stability in terms of yung funding sa health natin. So
Mm.
yun yung ano ko. Yun yung point of view ko in terms of retirement.
Kind of agree with that as well. And I guess for our viewers, when we actually say, the healthcare system, it doesn't necessarily mean the quality of healthcare that you will receive, because Philippines, we have very good hospitals, very good nurses,
Mm.
well-trained doctors as well. The only problem is you can access good healthcare if you can afford it. If you can afford
Yes,
it, by all means, you'll get
exactly.
top quality care. But if you cannot afford it, then that's where the challenge is. So I think when you move to countries such as New Zealand, Australia, obviously it's not perfect. However, within the
Mm.
healthcare system, people who are not as financially stable, for the citizens, for example, they are able to afford yung public health talaga, no,
Mm.
primary care and emergency treatment. So,
Mm.
very important. Kuya, sorry,
Mm.
as an international student, do you have health insurance? Is it part of the requirement for the visa, ganyan? Or do you just get it
Yes.
eventually?
So part siya ng visa application. So when you apply for a visa, kailangan meron kang we call it overseas student health cover. So
Mm-mm.
kailangan mo siyang i-avail or bayaran for the duration of your stay or for the duration of your studies,
Nice.
which
And then
is costly
last,
din.
yeah, I would imagine it is
Mm.
very
Mm.
costly. Mm-mm. But Kuya Love Life, ano nang ganap? Ano nang
Love
update?
life.
Meron dapat malaman.
Wait,
Kailangan ko bang mag-prepare ng gown? Ano nang ganap dyan?
usual line sa tamang panahon. Siguro hindi ko
Naghahanap,
pa siya
Kuya,
top.
naghahanap. Baka naman tayo, may criteria.
Hmm, sa ngayon parang hindi ko siya top priority talaga eh. Lalo na
Ito.
ngayon na parang ngayon ang goal ko talaga is maging permanent resident dito. So I'm still working on it. So ngayon at this stage I'm applying for my 485 visa, which is the post-study work visa. So I'm still waiting for the visa grant. Para yung post-study work visa, by the way, yun yung visa that will allow you to gain some work experience and finally work full-time. So hindi ka na restricted sa 48 hours per fortnight. So yun yung hinihintay ko. And siguro after that, pag nakasettle na talaga ako, darating din sa tamang panahon. Alam kong matanda na ako pero
Oo, wala naman. Parang
yeah,
di naman. Parang mas mukha nga akong
ayun.
matanda sa'yo eh.
Then
Okay. Hopefully,
yes.
hopefully,
Mm,
praying for all of that to
thank you.
happen. Yeah, so hopefully, God willing, na mag-align lahat parang sa plans mo, ganyan. And then eventually, makahanap ka ng work. Sige, pag-pray natin yan habang tututbrush ako.
Thank you.
Para twice a day. Twice a day.
Thank you.
Twice a day lang pala
Thank you.
nagtututbrush. Ay, nako. Pag naghanap ka ng work ngayon, once the visa is granted na, hopefully, are you still
Mm.
thinking na parang within Melbourne, or parang are you gonna explore other states? Do you have a preference?
So, I'd still prefer na dito mag-work since familiar na ako sa area.
Nga.
And pero we'll never know kung hindi talaga mag-work dito sa city. Siguro, yun. Kailangan na siguro mag-explore outside. Ano pa ba? Siguro sa mga future international students, yun din yung i-consider nyo. Kasi may better opportunities, if I'm not mistaken, kung sa regional area ka magsa-study, parang mas mataas yung chance mong makakuha ng permanent residency kung
Mm.
part yung course mo dun sa hinahanap nilang skills. So yun.
I like it. And again, guys, just refer to the immigration website, ha?
Mm,
Kumbaga,
tama.
once you are reading the immigration website, ito naman is the real life experience of going through all the process, ganyan. Was it worth moving to Australia? What makes it worth it?
Definitely worth it because siguro may mapuprove ka sa sarili mo na, kaya ko pala. Kasi for the longest time, I was working as a flight attendant and nakala ko doon na ako doon na ako tatagal. Parang I will retire as a flight attendant. Pero when the pandemic happened, biglang nagbago. Biglang nagbago yung path, yung parang pathway ko. And then ngayon andito na ako. Like never in my wildest dream na makikita ko yung sarili ko na titira abroad. Sabi ko before, pupunta lang ako abroad as a tourist. But never akong titira overseas. Pero ngayon, andito na ako. And no regrets of leaving the airline. Um, ano ba? Masaya talaga. Parang in a nutshell, masaya yung journey, although challenging siya at first, pero no regrets talaga. And siguro I'm living the dream. And yun, patuloy lang mangarap at kakayanin para sa pangarap. If you love this video, please hit like and subscribe.